Hey everyone, and welcome to Comic Breakdown. Now today we're going to be continuing on with the King in Black line, and we have a tie-in which is King in Black Black Cat issue number 2. Now if you haven't checked out King in Black issue number 3, go ahead and check my playlist for the most recent upload, because King in Black issue number 3 is really freaking amazing. And this one, honestly, I have to say is pretty cool too. Now, for those of you that are anticipating X Factor and Cable being covered on this channel, we're going to cover that a little later this afternoon. So be sure that you're subscribed to the channel and you hit that notification bell so you're not missing any of the content that we're dropping. And where we last left off with Felicia, aka Black Cat, as she was tasked with the job of stealing a person, that person being Doctor Strange. She was told if anybody is going to help save them, it's going to be Doctor Strange. He is the most important, according to Captain America. And so Black Cat and her crew gather at the Alamax. And with that being said, let's dive into this issue. So diving into this one, we learned that Doctor Strange is being held at the top of the Chrysler building, like a giant bowling trophy sitting on top of the antenna, completely engulfed in symbiotes. And Black Cat's job is to get up there and somehow steal Doctor Strange out of there. And this is where we pick up 2 hours earlier, where they're talking to Dr. Steve about the possibilities of how they're gonna do this. And while Dr. Steve doesn't think this is possible, Black Cat reminds him, she's stolen from Doctor Strange, Reed Richards, Danny Rand, Cade Kilgore, Tony Stark. The list just goes on and on. So there's nothing that she can't do. This is just another individual that she has to steal from, regardless if it's an alien space god or not. And this is where she asks what equipment they have available. And this is where Dr. Steve introduces kind of a anti-venom suit, but it's very temporary. So when Eddie came to him and let him know that Knull and the invasion was coming, he set to create prototypes, but he wasn't able to create a full production model. These are literally just prototypes, and he finished them as the invasion began. And what he did was combined his research into anti-venom serum with the anti-venom serum with some other samples he acquired from the Carnage incident in Canada. They were remains of cloned symbiote organisms, and they had been pretty much lobotomized, rendering them immune to the Knull mental control. And so with that, he was able to cross-engineer it. Those samples with the anti-venom serum gave him some kind of success, a temporary anti-venom suit. And he warns that it's only going to last a few minutes, but it should be long enough for Black Cat to get in, find Doctor Strange, and get out of there. And this is where she really tells Boris that she's going to need some help from one of his friends. One of his friends named Bats, the ghost dog. And Bats is going to help her retrieve Doctor Strange within the symbiotes, because it's going to be pretty much like tar inside of there. And so why not have something that can literally just go through things and not get eaten up by symbiotes? And then the last piece to the puzzle, how she's going to get up there. And this is where they patch back together an old green goblin glider. And with that, she takes off. Dog strapped to her chest, an anti-venom rapid release grenade in her hand. And she goes up above the bubble and does a free dive, simultaneously turning the anti-venom suit on and becoming anti-venom Black Cat. And then she plunges into the bubble. Her and Bats searching frantically for Doctor Strange, and then they find him. And she takes the other prototype and sticks it to his chest. And we get an anti-venom Doctor Strange. And this alerts all the symbiotes. They're going haywire, but can't do anything. Can't attack them because of the suits, but they're slowly starting to wear off. And we see them make their escape, and their ride is waiting for them. And I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the Spidey Mobile or something of that nature. That's what they're riding around in. And they hightail it out of there, and they're driving all around the city, trying to avoid these guys while trying to wake up Doctor Strange. But he's not waking up. And there's only so long that they can continue driving around doing this before the symbiotes catch them. And this is when they go flying out of a building, bounce off of some other buildings, and crash. So now they're without a vehicle and with really no options left. And Doctor Strange, unconscious, Black Cat gets a crazy idea. What if she tries to wield Doctor Strange's quote unquote magic wand, as she calls it? And this is when she picks it up and it transforms into a staff. And Bats tells her that it's from Asgard. And we see her transformed into some kind of Asgardian warrior. Seemingly, she's been given some kind of Asgardian magic power here because of wielding this staff. And that is where this issue will end. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. There was a lot in this one. We got an anti-venom Black Cat. We got an anti-venom Doctor Strange. And we're pretty much getting an Asgardian Black Cat as well. I don't know if you would call her Asgardian or if you would call her like a Doctor Strange Black Cat. But more than likely, these powers are derived from Asgard itself, because that is where it came from to begin with. All in all, I really did enjoy this. You know, I like seeing Black Cat come in here and do the heist that needs to be done, that only she could actually do. With her team and with the individuals that help her out, she's able to overcome what literally all the other heroes are not able to do. And that's not get taken over by symbiotes. And as always, do me the favor, hit that sub button, hit that like button if you enjoy the content that we have coming out. If you want to support the channel, we have a Patreon. Got a bunch of exclusive things coming out exclusively for Patreon members. The link's down in the description. You can check that out. You can also check out Comic Breakdown and More podcast. It's a new podcast that we drop an episode every Friday, covering all the comic pools that we cover here on the channel, as well as talking about cinema, TV, movies, such as WandaVision, theories about where the show's going, and as well as things like Wonder Woman 84, reviews on what we think of how it went and how well it does in portraying who Wonder Woman is. And until the next video,